Welcome back to the videos, guys. Today we have an install. We haven't done one of these in like 3 or 4 weeks. Super easy. It's going to be super quick. It probably won't take us very long at all. We have a diffuser from Strafe Design. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, you know that the diffuser on the first Mk8 is actually from Strafe Design as well. They actually borrowed the first car for a little bit. That way they could design everything off of it. I'll put pictures here for you to look at. And that's when they actually made the diffuser. So this is going to be a little bit different. This one is the aggressive fin. So not round. This style diffuser is going to be super easy to install because it doesn't replace the entire rear section on the rear bumper, obviously. So this entire plastic bit will stay the same, and it's actually going to utilize some factory clips and just clip into the factory diffuser. That being said, if you ever wanted to go back to just the stock factory look, you could absolutely do so and not have to worry about leaving any sort of marks or tearing it up and this, that, and the other. So this would be pretty quick. I'm gonna hop under there, see what we need. I'll go over that with you, and then we'll get it done. So it looks like there's 2 T10s, if it'll focus. One there, one over there, and then you have these factory holes drilled right here. So this is actually only a T15. I'm struggling. It's been a long few days. So we're gonna go ahead, unscrew these guys, pop them out. Don't mind my T15. It's been coated in battery acid. That's why it looks so sad and disgusting. Once you get that unscrewed, it is still going to be pretty snug up on there. You're just gonna take it and pop it down, just like that. Now, if you ever think you might go back to stock, I would definitely hang on to those guys, those clips, and these 2 screws. That's what actually keeps your bottom tied into place. What we're doing is we're actually replacing those with bolts. That way, the diffuser is actually bolted straight to your factory bottom plastic. And so if we come under here, this is what you're going to be bolting it to. It's a nice solid piece of metal, and that's what holds your factory diffuser, if that's what you want to call it, on the bottom portion of your bumper. We're going to be running a bolt through that, through this guy, and through our splitter to get it all mounted up, and it'll be nice and sturdy and won't be going anywhere. So we come up to our hardware. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 washers, 2 bolts, 4 nylon lock nuts, and it looks like 2 almost self-tapper screws, which will probably go here just to keep that front end up. This will be nice and bolted, but it probably is going to want to be tucked and tightened up front as well. So I'm going to grab this, grab the bolts, and meet you down below. We've now got it kind of set in place. The bolts are just kind of loosely holding it on there, but we can get an idea of what it looks like. Also, helps to have somebody else making an appearance. So don't mind how filthy the car is. I haven't had a chance to wash it. I've also been kind of nervous. I'll explain that in a second. Been rocking it for a couple days now. Still on there. Really nice and tight. I wanted to just make sure, since it's only 2 bolts, that's really all that's holding that thing on there. I'll flip you around, show you kind of what I'm talking about. So I had somebody in the back seat, and the paint is now coming up right there. You can actually see a burn mark in it. So ideally we'd get it repainted, and we probably will in the future. But right now I'm going to do something I don't really want to do. That's use super weld or super glue on it to hold it down. I don't want it to come up and flake off the rest of the car. That's really the only reason I'm doing this. It's stupid, it's tacky, Also, I'm fixing another issue with the GTI. So, when I made this video, one of you guys commented and said that the BFI but the shift knobs actually rattle the bolts loose, which I can confirm. Mine has slowly been rattling itself loose over the course of probably the 3 or 4 months that I've had it. I'm cutting it apart, at least the zip tie. I'm going to use thread locker on it, and then that should hopefully keep this from ever doing that again. I'm using the blue stuff, so it's mild. That way, if I ever do need to take it off, I absolutely can. It's mostly just to keep it from vibrating and backing itself out. So we now got those two little guys out of there. We're going to apply just a little bit of thread locker on there, slide it back on, position our shift knob where we want it, and that will be it for this. Just a little bit will absolutely go a long way. No need to do what I did here. And we're going to take this, put it back in the shift knob. I'm actually going to use what's on my hand for the other one, so I don't waste any more. So I'm just going to take my fingers here, grab a little bit of that off of my fingers, just like so. Take my shift knob, drop her down in there, not get any of this on the Alcantara. I'm going to go ahead and start those threads just until it snugs up. Set the shift knob into place. Go ahead, tighten them up, and that's that. That'll be it. We'll zip tie this shift boot back on, and it'll be good to go. That's now nice and tight on there. It's never gonna rattle loose again. And we'll go ahead and clean it up so you don't get any on the shift boot, and that's all set, good to go. Now, no longer rattles or makes noise and doesn't twist in between shifts. So that is exactly the outcome I was hoping for, and much nicer. That's how it should have stayed. If you do this job, absolutely I would get some blue thread locker, because now you won't run into that issue. I won't run into it again, but if you did it in the first place, you would save yourself a little bit of headache. It's not a pain in the butt to do, just time consuming, something I should have done the first time. Being that it's metal on metal, absolutely I should have known to use thread locker, so that's my bad. Another thing is I got quite a few comments on how are you doing with the Alcantara? Is it staying clean? How are you cleaning it? I'm going to show you guys how I clean it. I just broke it. It's been that kind of day. Yeah, it totally just busted. That sucks. Well, how I did clean it was this cleaner right here. That really sucks because that's not cheap. It's called Black Label. You can get it on Amazon. We just had it shipped to our house, and it has worked great so far. That's my bad. I should have just grabbed the bottle and the rag and not tried to take the rag off the top of it, but that's what I get. Another thing, we got a toolbox. We're wanting to do a lot more out of our at-home garage, as opposed to, if you've been with the channel a while, you know that I use my in-laws garage, and it's great and all. It definitely has space. We have access to a lift, but at the same time, sometimes it's nice to just do it at your house. We are working on making this garage a lot more usable. We need to find a little shed to put the lawn stuff in, and then I'll finish the drywall and get some actual nice lights in here. And it should be a fairly usable space. It's a single car garage, but it's fairly deep. I mean, the S2K fits in there perfectly fine with the toolbox. Yeah, just little updates. Sorry this video was shorter. I do hope you guys enjoyed. stay tuned because there's going to be quite a bit coming for the Mark 8 here in the next year. So I'm looking for some people to help me with this car, specifically bodywork. If you know anybody, or if you do it, if you do 3D scanning, 3D printing, anything of the sort, let me know. Drop a comment or shoot me an email, and I'll get back to you. Thank you all for watching. Sorry this video's kind of odd, all over the place. I appreciate all the love and the support. The channel is still growing. I will catch you next time. Peace out.